All right, that was fast. Good morning, everybody. Happy new week. Hope you're doing amazing. And next to me today, I have got the gorgeous Heidi Jennings over across the ditch, as they'll say, in New Zealand. You can see there behind her, she's got her amazing cover of her book, From Living Health to Living Well. Good morning, Heidi.
Good morning, Nat. So good to be here.
Yes, I'm so happy to be doing this interview with you because I love talking about health and improving and always gaining extra little tips. And I think those little changes that you can make bit by bit, end up, kind of then showing the results. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But let me, guys, give you the official introduction of who Heidi is, and she can then tell us a little bit about her story, and then we'll get into some awesome, very interesting points for discussion today. So Heidi is a holistic health coach, plant-based nutrition specialist, and author who empowers her clients to take control of their health and live a life they truly love. Her ultimate mission is to inspire and educate those who are feeling defeated by their health by showing them how the body can transition from surviving to thriving, given the right tools and support. All right, Heidi. So you guys can see the book there behind her, but I'm going to show you a nice, beautiful picture of the book on my screen right here. So here it is. Let me just move this out of the way. There's her book. You can see here, Reclaim Your Health and Happiness with the Power of a Holistic Approach. And you can see it behind her. I just wanted to show you the whole thing. So Heidi, tell me a little bit what led you down this path of the book and what you do and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, so I think that writing a book has always been something that I really would have loved to have done. It was something that I've loved to write my whole life. It's something that I've always been drawn to, but I really had no idea of how that was ever going to happen. I felt drawn to nonfiction. I wasn't someone who had a great imagination or the desire to write a fictional novel or anything like that. And I've always been interested in self-development and health and well-being and all that sort of thing, but never had the kind of capacity to do it. And then a few years ago, I went through a pretty bad health crisis, which is reflected in the name of our book, From Living Health to Living Well. And I was able to heal my body naturally through a program that my husband, Steve, and I developed, which we now share with our clients. And I realized that I had the material for a book. And it was kind of floating around, and I knew that we had to get our message out there. And the catalyst was in May last year. I was listening to an online interview, and the lady said, if you're feeling stuck, if you're lacking direction, if you're not quite sure where to turn next, go and stand beside the bed of your 95-year-old self and ask her what to do next. So I did that in my head. I did it. I went and stood beside the bed of my 95-year-old self. And she said to me, Heidi, you've got to write that book. Like, just go and write it. It doesn't matter how long it takes, just go and do it. That was the catalyst that got it started. And then I found you and the team, and the rest is history.
Wow. So give us maybe a little bit of what was your health? What did you suffer from? And, let's then talk a little bit about these tips and tricks around, from your program and what you guys, teach others.
Sure. So I developed toxic heavy metal poisoning as a result of contaminated land that we were living next to. We were living in a rural environment, and I developed arsenic poisoning. And as a result of that, I developed eczema all over my body. And eczema is something I've had my entire life. But it's something that I can generally control through my diet. And I knew this was not diet related. It turned out that it was the arsenic. And while we were trying to figure out what was going on, I started to use some steroid cream just to get on top of the itchiness and the rash and all that. And I didn't realize that with short-term use, my skin could become addicted to the cream. And when I came off the cream after a couple of months, I went through a process called topical steroid withdrawal, which is basically when the skin goes into shock when you take away the steroid cream. And I went through symptoms for about 2 years. It was a very long process. I looked like I'd been burnt. So my skin was red, it was raw, bleeding, oozing, flaking. I became housebound. I didn't want to be around people. And conventional medicine wouldn't acknowledge that it was steroid withdrawal. They just said to me, it's your eczema getting worse. So I had no support through conventional medicine. And it just so happened that my husband, Steve, is a holistic health coach. We developed a program of how we could heal me naturally. And so that is now what we use with our clients, with a 95% success rate. So it's pretty unbelievable where that journey has led us.
Wow. Yeah, that's a massive journey. And tell us a little bit more, I guess, so you talk about, mainstream medicine doesn't fix health issues. And, talk to me a little bit more about what.
Yeah, I think the key message here is that you can be well, and everyone deserves to have really optimal health and well-being. But unfortunately, we are entrenched in a system where we rely on our doctor, who really, and I've got to make the distinction between the system and the doctors. I'm not blaming doctors. I think doctors are amazing. The conventional medical system is very flawed because it's all about diagnosing symptoms and then offering medication. There's nothing about getting to the root cause of the problem, figuring out what's causing those problems in the first place. And so conventional medicine is really letting us down, because when you medicate, you don't fix.
You band-aid, yeah?
You mask it. You mask the symptoms, and then they create side effects. The medication creates side effects. So you're never getting to that root cause of the problem. So this is a global problem. Like we've got a society of really unwell people who have been told that they will be on medication for the rest of their life for certain conditions, or that their health conditions are incurable. And we show through our holistic approach that that is so far from the truth. Like when you give your body the tools and the right support, your body it's desperate to heal. It's desperate to be well, and it will heal if you give it the right tools.
Wow. So how do you go about figuring out what a root cause is? What does, I know there's probably everyone's different, but is there, a way that someone maybe who's listening to this interview could, ask themselves some questions or look into?
Yeah. So we've started delving into an area which is not well researched by conventional medicine. This is where our holistic approach comes in. And we've found that a lot of common health conditions and serious health conditions have viral activity in the body as the root cause.
Right.
So viral activity creates a lot of problems in the body. It's creating a lot of symptoms. We know that if someone has had glandular fever, also known as mononucleosis in the USA, we know that they've got a severe strain of viral activity in the body. And that can lead to so many other problems. Everyone's got viral activity, but we've all got different strains, and these strains are often passed down through the bloodline. Okay, so this is a big part of what we do, is addressing the viral load in the body, and we also pay a lot of attention to the liver. Right. So the liver has over 2,000 functions in the body, and if your liver is struggling, you're going to end up with a whole lot of health problems. So we focus on cleaning out the liver and addressing the viral load in the body. Those are the two main things that we focus on.
Very interesting. Yeah, it's a completely different way of looking at things. So then there's fads and trends, and a lot of us can be drawn to certain things. They come out, they get put on TV or whatever. Let's talk about those.
Yeah, I think it's very much human nature to be drawn to the next shiny thing, the next fad, the next trend, the next gimmick. And it's very natural, because often the people who are fronting those trends look amazing, they're glowing and they're healthy. We actually forget in the process that these people are being paid, and the trends are about profit. for the manufacturers of the product, the producers, the marketers, everything to do with profit and very little to do with your health. So it's really important to adopt some common sense and just take a step back. When you see a trend that looks amazing and it's the next big thing, take a step back and think, is this about my health or is it about making someone rich? And generally it's the latter. So we've got things like high fat diets. We've got things like, don't eat fruit because it's bad for you. We've got, you should be having fermented foods every day. They are fads and they are trends. And none of those things are going to make you particularly healthy. But we're sucked into them because of the marketing, the clever marketing and manipulative marketing behind it.
Yeah. I mean, we've got that saying, sell them what they want, give them what they need, which in marketing world, that's how you offer that magic bullet, and then, it can be deceiving. There's different companies that do it differently, as you say. Where's the integrity?
Yeah.
So some people can have flashy marketing and have total integrity behind what you do so that they can help others, right?
Yeah.
We hope that you and I and the people we know, they're doing it in that way as well. But I can see how also there's other things out there in the world that the flashy marketing can attract and make someone feel like there is a magic bullet, there is a quick fix, which really in reality, there are no quick fixes. You got to do the work.
That's exactly right. There is no magic bullet when it comes to your health. Being healthy is actually really straightforward and it's really easy, but you have to know what to do. But there's no magic bullet. As you said, there are things that you need to do. You have to do the work. If it sounds, if it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is.
Yeah, every single time. And I think so how did you make, obviously you had to quite completely change over your life. Like you said it took 2 years to get you on track. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So did you, what's your approach when people want to make a total overhaul of their health and all that? Is it about changing everything, or do you just change one thing and then one thing another month and so on? Do you build up to total wellness, if you like?
So that's a really good question. So what we do is we focus on what we call the 5 functional pillars of health, and this is where the holistic approach comes in. So we look at nutrition,
yes,
exercise,
yes,
gut health,
sleep,
and addressing the root cause of stress. And when you get all those 5 things working in harmony, the body will start to thrive. So this is where what we do differs so much from what other health professionals are doing. So a lot of other health professionals, for example, nutritionists, personal trainers, naturopaths, etc. And don't get me wrong, they're doing great work, but they're really only focusing on 1 or 2 things at a time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you might have an amazing diet and you might be doing some really great exercise, but if you're not sleeping properly and you're not recovering, then you probably shouldn't be doing that high intensity exercise. Or, you might be doing all the right things like the food and the exercise and maybe the sleep is even okay. But if you've got an underlying root cause of stress going on, something in the background that is giving you stress, your body is constantly releasing stress hormones, which then manifest as physical symptoms in the body. So you can sort of see where I'm going with this. Like we need to encompass that whole holistic approach to get every area of life working properly, because it's no point focusing on an area here and there. You got to get it all together.
Yeah. And so when someone kind of comes to you, do you look at the one that they're having the biggest issue with first? And I know that all 5 have to it's like a cycle, right?
Yeah. So the very first thing that we do when we see a new client is we give them what we call an adrenal stress quiz. And it's just a really easy quiz for them to fill out. and it identifies where they are sitting on the stress spectrum from a physiological point of view. And as soon as we get that score, we know how to coach that person. So for example, if they're sitting in the crashed zone, which is where their adrenal system has been under a lot of pressure for a long period of time, we say to them, you need to stop exercising.
Yeah.
You know, a big thing that we focus on is nutrition. I'd say that nutrition is one of the kingpins, I like to call it. Nutrition is so fundamental. But then you've got the other thing as well, like sleep. You know, anyone knows that if you have a really rubbish night's sleep, you're going to struggle. And people are living on not enough sleep, like night after night after night, and their world is kind of falling apart around them, but they don't kind of draw that link.
Yeah.
So we do them all together, but we do it in a way that's very easy, very straightforward, and very sustainable, so that people have these tools for the long term. As I said, we're not into quick fixes. So this is about sustainable lifestyle changes over time.
So tell me how you work with people. So do you work with them one-to-one, or do you do groups now as well? And like, you know, how long is it like a program go for? Like, give me a little bit of, I'm sure there's quite a few people listening I can see here, and they're enjoying it, and they'll be sending love hearts.
We do a few different things. The main one we do is one-to-one. And that's where the really amazing results come from. So we do what we call a 6-week reset program. Where we coach that person through that 6 weeks, and often we go further if they've got long-standing problems. And through that process, as I said, we give them really easy things to implement into their days. We give them meal plans, grocery lists, recipes. We make all that really, really simple. So that's the sort of the main thing that we do, where we have that 95% success rate. And we make sure that we are catching up every week for a coaching session, and that keeps people accountable. It keeps them on track, and also it helps deal with little things that come up, you know, during the week. And, you know, a lot of these people, they think that they're doing all the right things and they're really struggling. And then we go, okay, you know, what are you eating? And then we sort of are able to sort of drill down a little bit into what's really going on. What's your sleep like? You know, what's going on in your marriage, or with your finances, or your boss who's bullying you. That kind of stuff as well is so important to really get to the nitty-gritty of what's going on with someone's health.
Because you don't know what you don't know. See, you're
exactly
in this, you've done it, and your husband's done it, and you've seen so many situations. You can pinpoint it fairly quickly when you ask a few questions.
Yeah.
And, okay, well, this is kind of what's going on, and then someone realizes, oh, okay, that it's not as complicated, but they obviously don't have the wisdom that you guys have developed, you know.
Yeah, and it's not through any fault of their own, you know. Life these days is pretty crazy for a lot of people. It's busy. We've got so much going on, and we believe what we're being told. So, you know, and this goes back to the fads and the trends. You know, we believe what these big companies are telling us about, you know, you should be eating lots of fat and no carbs. That's actually very damaging to the body long term.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's really about adopting common sense. A lot of what we do is common sense. Yeah. But as a society, we have moved so far away from common sense for all sorts of different reasons.
I guess because we're always looking, I'm guessing this is just my opinion, we're always looking to evolve and find new ways of improving, but that doesn't necessarily mean in this particular case when it's our health, you know. And one of our authors wrote a book about being the body connection, something, it was sorry, I can't remember the tagline, but it was something like living in a digital world, yet we're organic. You know what I mean? We're organic human beings. You know, we don't need to, like, you know, upgrade
yeah.
us. You know, you just do the foundational stuff. And actually, it's always like when you think back to caveman days, it was probably the plant-based diet that we're on. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is so much what it's about. It's about getting back to basics and filtering out the noise. You know, there's so much noise around us now, and we have access to it all the time through our devices and, you know, marketing and all that sort of stuff. We have to actually step back and go, hang on a minute, what do we really need? We need good food.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of exercise. We don't need to be pounding ourselves at the gym if we're stressed. That's going to work against you. It's going to put your body into massive amounts of stress. We need a functional gut that can break down and digest and absorb our nutrients properly. We need to sleep properly. You know, if you're not sleeping properly, everything else will fall apart, and we need to get on top of that stress, whatever it is that's going on in the background. We must remove ourselves from that source of stress. It's all very basic stuff.
Yeah. What did I say? Common sense is not very common nowadays. So
yeah.
Get a copy of your book, what will they get out of it? Because obviously you work with people one-to-one, but that's very limited in regards to how many people you guys can service. And I strongly recommend that you need to be building your online course, you know, so when people can't access you at one-to-one, they can access an online version of with each person. What will they get out of the book though?
Yeah, so I should have mentioned before, the main thing we do is one-on-one, but we do a little bit of group coaching, and we do run challenges throughout the year. We've got a few different things. Nice. But the book is, there's a couple of different components. The first part is my background story and also Steve's background story. He's got a very unique story as well that brought him to where he is. And together we've kind of come together and created this amazing program. We go into our coaching philosophies, which is a big part of how we coach our clients. Yeah. And then we go into our tools and our strategies, and a lot of that is based around those 5 functional pillars. So the book is designed to give the reader everything that they need to know to get their health on track. So by the end, you know, they've got all the information at their fingertips regarding nutrition and what type of exercise they should be doing and how to restore gut health and all that sort of thing. Bedtime routines to get their sleep right. And then by the end, they've got the motivation and the tools and the strategies to go, okay, I can start to take charge now and get my health under control.
It's amazing. And I know for a fact, Heidi's book's launching globally on Amazon this Thursday. So the digital version will be offered at just 99 cents for 24 hours on Thursday. So if you want to get a copy of that, then please do it on Thursday this week. And if you're listening to this on our podcast, it is going to be, what's the date? And it's Heidi's birthday,
It's the 24th. Yeah.
February 2022, because I know that this video is going to be out for many months, years down the track. So, you know, it's only relevant to the people watching live or listening live right now. But Heidi, tell me a little bit about, you came to us, the book was already written, right? You had, I think, 50,000 words.
Yeah.
Came to a half-day seminar, and at the end of it, you kind of thought, oh, actually, even though I kind of just thought I needed publishing, I'm going to do this process fully and you know, and you did the retreat and all that sort of stuff. So why did you choose that pathway, and what was the benefit of doing that, you know, properly, even though the content was written?
I'd probably need about another 2 hours to explain the benefits that this has brought into my life. Honestly, it's completely changed my life. But in answer to your question, yes, I had written my book. I'd written the first draft, and it was crazily long. It was like 55,000 words. And Stuart said to me, Heidi, you're not writing a textbook. Like, you need to pull it back a little bit, which was great advice. But what I realized was that I didn't have any kind of sense of structure. I didn't know how to create good flow in the book. I obviously didn't sort of have that 40,000 word limit in mind at that stage. And it was when I went to the seminar, and you know, Stuart and you ran us through everything that was involved, and you gave us the table of inclusions. I looked at everything and I just went, you know what, I want to be part of all of this. And I'm so glad that I did, because becoming part of that retreat group, I mean, the group of ladies that we've got from that August retreat, I just love them all. They've been so supportive. You know, it's fantastic. But Yeah, I wanted the whole package, and I haven't regretted that for a single moment. Publishing would have been fine, but it was the whole package that gave me the skills, the confidence, the, how to with writing the book. And yeah, it's been incredible. Honestly, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. And I mean, what's really kind of impressed me with you over the last, say, August, you did the retreat. We probably met a month or so before that. So we've only known each other, what, 8-9 months now? It feels a lot longer.
Yeah.
Because the book's been out and you're doing stuff. And Heidi just last week confirmed with us that she will be publishing her second book, and she'll be coming to the May retreat this year to execute that, which I know you're writing at the moment and doing stuff like that, which is awesome. But one thing that's really impressed me is how much responsibility you've taken in accessing and spending time reviewing all our recorded trainings, like past masterclasses. You said to me before we got on the call today, you've listened to so many of my podcast interviews or things that I teach, which means, you really have taken advantage of what we call the ultimate package. So how has that kind of made a difference for you? Is it the extra business education that I share and all that stuff?
Oh, it's so much. Yeah, like you're right. I have taken advantage of everything that you have provided in terms of online learning and video content and all that sort of thing. It's been amazing for me because I've been able to take what you have trained us in. For example, writing a press release to the media. I did that. I followed your system and it worked. Yeah. It works. My press releases have been published in local newspapers. We've had publicity on local radio, on national radio. I'm now starting to use the tools that you've taught me to approach global publishing platforms who are accepting my writing, which to me is like a dream come true. Like if I can combine health coaching and writing, I'm in my ultimate happy place. So it was, that's so much. And I would encourage anyone, doing their book to delve into all that other stuff that you offer, because there's so much gold in there, so much learning.
I agree, but you've got to separate that time. You're going to go, okay, this week I'm going to listen to 2 or 3 hours worth of content and take notes and all that kind of stuff, and then go and implement and come back for more, not just sit there and listen to hours upon hours. And I know that our authors do listen to these interviews. So like you say, I can't encourage you enough, because yes, we've got the live stuff, which is awesome, and turn up to that whenever you can live, because it's the most interactive way of consuming content and learning. But definitely listen to, now there's more than 500 hours there that I've been collating over the last 12 years of training, like that. Amazing. So where can people buy your book?
Well, the book is for sale on our website, jenningshealthcoach.com. And you can see up the top there's a little heading called Our Book.
Yep.
And it's just under there. And hopefully in a few months we'll have another one on there.
Yeah, I love it. So Jennings, just like you would spell it normally, healthcoach.com. And then you go to the book tab and you can check out, I guess, on the website all the different things that Heidi and Steve do. And here's their book. And what's the next one going to be about? Just quickly, give us a little teaser.
Oh, it's a subject very close to my heart. As you said at the beginning, I specialize in plant-based nutrition. This book is all about the plant-based lifestyle, easy ways to incorporate it, the reasons that you should consider it, ways to, get started, and also, again, a little bit of background about how I got there, and that was through my health issues. The plant-based diet has completely transformed my life. That was the first thing, and then you were the second thing, Nat.
I love it. Well, I can't wait to check it out. Like, I always, like to look at what are the things out there that, I haven't considered or known, because I don't know what I don't know. Just have to keep learning, taking it up another notch, each time. And I have to say, when I started out in this business 12 years ago, the first 2 or 3 years, I really had no health routines, and I was just like, I guess I was like, my whole focus and devotion was in getting this off the ground. And then slowly, like, I hired myself a personal trainer and committed to 4 times exercise a week, and then, you know, looked at different, you know, nutrition and all that. So I've always, like, every year kind of gone, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and all that sort of stuff. And I have to say that it's working, because I love my sleep. You know, I think I get 9, possibly 9.5 hours.
It's awesome. Awesome.
Like about 9, and I get up like at 7 or 6:30. Like, it's still dark when it wakes up, except for last night when I went to the drive-ins with my son and we got home at midnight, and both of us, like, with only 7 hours sleep. We weren't very happy this morning. Amazing, Heidi. Thank you so much for those little gold nuggets you have shared today. I know Heidi will sign her book for you guys if you get it directly off her on the website. Otherwise, you can also find it on all your online reseller stores. And remember, this Thursday, the 24th of February, Heidi's birthday, is going to be the global Amazon launch for 99 cents. So follow Heidi, you know, on social media, and you'll see her, you know, put out the promotions, and you'll be able to get the link directly to get yourself a copy for just 99 cents. And let's see if she can become an Amazon #1 bestseller, which I think you might. You will. Yeah, for sure.
Fingers crossed.
Guys, and have an amazing week ahead, and smash it out.
Smash it out.
Hi, guys.